Hey everyone, welcome to the Threesome Show. It's your girl Bridget, Angie, and we have Dawn. What's up, everyone?
What's good, y'all?
Hey.
Mm.
Okay,
Let's
so
let's set this shit off right. It's Black History Month, so happy
yeah,
Black History
happy
Month,
Black History
everybody.
Month. y'all.
Shout out to
I'm sorry,
Beyonce for
I
winning all
got
her
hit.
awards
I
this
ain't know what the
weekend.
battle was. Okay, what is it?
Yo,
My
let me
You
tell
know,
you,
gotta represent.
um,
my Black and
about
Proud. Show.
that the Beyonce award, which I'm happy that she finally got what the hell she should have gotten a long damn time ago. But why I gotta be for the country album?
Because
Like
it was
why not?
good.
All her damn albums was good. I'm not a Beyonce fan like that, but all her shit was good.
And she's in the Beehive, so you better be careful you get stoned.
Oh no, I got
Please.
love for her. I got love
Please.
for her.
I'm not new to
Super
this. I'm
love
true to
for her.
this. This was
Like
from my first
she's
concert. Don't
phenomenal.
play.
But she's been doing this shit for years.
Years.
And every one of her albums, I can't think of one that I've hated,
Because you can.
but she gets the award for the country album. Come
Listen.
on now. Lemonade, come on now. She could have they could have did that shit a long time ago. Anyway, that was my soapbox for the second.
Mhm.
Bridget, you got the motherfucking mic.
What's up, y'all? So tonight, I'm gonna talk about something, and it might hit deep, and I do not care. But my topic is, why do some black men refuse to date black women when they came from a black woman?
I'm gonna let you go first, Ange, because I'm gonna light this damn topic up.
Um, I don't know. I really don't know why black men that come from, why they refuse to date black women when they come from a black woman. And I also feel like they also always have the most to say about black women, the most to say about their appearance and, the most to say about how they look, or like 143 says, but because they think that we're difficult, or they could have toxic relationships with their mother. They definitely could be, I guess, traumatized by the relationship that they have with their mom. um I don't know. It got to be some kind of mental illness. It got to be. If you're a black man and you're only dating white women, you should seek therapy to talk about the deeper things that are going along with why you prefer to only date white women, because there's something deeper behind that, and that should be
Mhm.
explored.
Yeah. So
So
which
it's it's definitely it's definitely something really deep behind it, and I think a lot of it is subconscious. So for a black man, especially dark skinned black men, I can speak to him because I can speak for him. I'm if y'all ain't seen this damn skin, I'm dark as fuck.
Dark as fuck, Dawn.
For some dark skinned dudes, it's a prize. It's
I feel like we should speak on all of them because I feel like light skinned men be thinking white women is prizes too.
so yeah. Let's kick both of them. Let's kick it to both of them. It's a
I'm saying black men
for
in general, because black men in
for
general
black men in
know
general,
better than they.
it's a prize. It's a prize. It's an accomplishment for them, which to me now, because it's much harder to get a black woman than to get a white woman. Fuck that. Like you gotta impress the shit out of a black woman before you can get on your white women, you just gotta, I don't know, be black. I don't know. But it's for them it's a prize. Like and that it goes back to, of course, slavery. You
Right.
know,
Right.
when if a white woman saw you out in the field and she wanted to allow you in her bed or allow you to have sex with her, it was like I'm better than every other black person on this field because I'm getting the fuck master's wife.
Mm-hmm.
So it's some real deep psychological shit to that. And you know, I was lucky enough, like my mom, even though my mom is light skinned as a motherfucker, she was like, "Don't you bring no white woman home." And like she talked to me about that when I was young, and
Mm-hmm.
that shit just became embedded in me. Like I
Yeah.
could bring any woman home but a white woman. Bet.
Yeah.
All right, cool. But for men, for black men, for some reason, it's a prize. Like it's the ultimate accomplishment. Especially once you get money. Like once
Yeah.
you start getting money, they like, yo, I gotta have a white woman on my arm because white men are not gonna take me serious if I got a black woman on my arm.
Okay.
But that's not really the case. Like a black woman on your arm is probably gonna give you a lot more strength. She's gonna be able to push you. She's gonna push those buttons that you need to be pushed so you can move forward.
Right.
A white woman is subservient. A black woman might submit, but a white woman is subservient.
Mm.
And I'm
We
gonna
can
slow down at
I
that one.
mean,
go
I
off.
mean, you know, date who you want to date. At the end of the day, at the end of the day, date who you want to date. Cool. But, you know, if you are a black man and you are only dating white women, like seriously, like why? Why?
Yeah. Um. So I feel like you said, I feel like everybody has their preferences, right? But to me, it's a little steep to me to like. It's okay. Like it's some men that prefer like Hispanic women. Like it's some men that prefer some Asian women, black women. Like okay, that's cool. But I feel like it's something seriously wrong with you if you only look at white women as like something that's the only thing that you find beauty in. I do feel like it's taken, yes, of course it's taken back to slavery, but I feel like I would say like close to, well, I'm gonna say like our age group specifically, Angie, and older, right? I feel like we were kind of programmed, like, even in the early 90s to find like white women as like the beauty standard. You know what I'm saying? Like when we grew up, it wasn't a lot of black Barbie dolls. You know, it
Mm.
wasn't a lot of like they had black movies, of course, but some of like the biggest movies you really
Mm-hmm.
didn't see a black person in sight.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like
All we had was Raymond Simone.
yes, and then earlier, like the first Disney real princess, like the real life was Brandy playing Cinderella, and I ain't gonna lie, I
Mm-hmm.
loved how they did that because they made her the prince Asian, the father was
Mm-hmm.
Caucasian, and the mother was black. Well, as you know the in the castle. But I feel like we were kind of programmed, even the women, to think like that was the standard of beauty. So I feel like some black men, they feel like I'm not winning unless I have that. Um, Me personally, I feel like this is no shade to white women or nothing, but I feel like white women learn from black women anyway. I guess like if you want, like how Don tried to say they're subservient, but it's like if we want to take it back to slavery, they didn't even know how to bathe themselves. They depended on black women to teach them how to properly bathe. Black women was the ones that knew how to cook. Black women knew how to take care of the home and the children. So anything that they do know, they really learn from us. You know what I'm saying? Like they weren't taking care of their own children. It was black women that was taking care of their children. So I think, like, yes, as a man, you can date whoever you want. It's your preference. But for you to only say I only like white women, it's it's something, I feel like you're like something is wrong. And I do feel like it's something deep rooted, to feel like, um I don't know. I just don't like that. I don't know. I don't like it.
It's
Um
also disrespectful.
I feel like it's self hate also. Like self hate, yes, it's disrespectful. You know, it I feel like it's hard for us to understand because it's like, we don't think like that. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Me personally, I think I'm like the exact opposite. Like I feel like I like my own race, which that's some races are like that. Like you have a lot of races that like, oh, if
Oh
I'm
yeah,
I only want to date Asians. If I'm Hispanic, I'm only dating Hispanic. And I'm not saying you can't date outside of your race, but it's something different to hate your own race that much
yeah,
that you look
yeah.
at your women as disgust. You know,
Yeah.
um, yes, we're not gonna sit here and be like black women date white men, but a lot of times black women date white men because they be like, you know what, I tried, or the white man got the money. It's like it literally be hidden agendas behind the what black, and I feel like it's not as much. Like you don't see black men, you all of a sudden get drafted in the NBA, the NFL, and now you just want white women and you marrying a white woman, instead of thinking like, let me give generational wealth to my people. Let me pass
Mm.
this down from to generation to generation. A lot of white women, they were born into wealth. They had houses and homes and cars and shit passed down to them. I feel like it's like a slap in the face for a strong black woman to raise these men to become successful, and then you say, I want to give it all back to white people, you know, and that's no shade.
Like it really is. It's crazy how if you look at a black woman who dates a white man, they could probably give you 20 different reasons why. Like
Yeah.
they can give you reasons why that's where they, unless that was just their cup of tea and it was just like, I'll never date a black man. That's different. But for the most part, they'll give you reasons.
Hmm.
Oh, I'm tired of getting dogged by black men. No saying, I figured I'd give a white man a try,
Yeah.
or I'd give an Asian man a try. But
But
for
they don't
black
hate their
men,
own men though. At the same time, they didn't write them off like, I'm not ever dating a black man.
right?
You know, you know what I'm saying?
But for black men, if you ask one black man who is with a white woman, why, and they swore off black women altogether, if you ask them why, I promise you they couldn't give you a solid reason.
Yeah.
They couldn't give you a solid reason. And like you said, date who you want. Like
Yeah.
it's not my bag, but well, whoever you want to date, like date them. But when you date somebody and then disrespect somebody who looks like your mom, that's some deep rooted issues. Like
Yeah.
that's some shit. Like you need to really seek some therapy behind some shit like that. Like
Yeah.
because date who you want, but don't disrespect who looks like you.
Right.
Like come on, that's crazy.
Yeah.
And I've pushed up on women and women who only date white dudes, and they was like, nah. And I was like, well, it ain't me. You know what I'm saying? Like, that ain't me. So what
Mm-hmm.
about you who don't want to be with me? What's wrong
Mm-hmm.
with you?
Yeah.
Um, but they were just on some that they were on some white guy kick, and for some of them that shit worked. For
Mm-hmm.
some black dudes that shit worked. But if, like you said, if you wanna, you was in the projects all your fucking life. Now you got some wealth, and instead of you reaching back and going, you know what, Bonquisha been rocking with me since I was in high school. But now that I got some money, I don't even want to fuck with Bonquisha no more. You know what I'm saying? I want to
What's
fuck
the
with
name of the
Barbie.
song, Quisha?
I'm saying Bonquisha is cool. You know what I'm saying?
That's
Bonquisha.
the thing.
I was just trying to find the most ghetto
You
name.
sitting here
No.
with an
Um,
Angela and a Bridget, and you go for Bonquisha?
Right.
All
Cause
right.
I've known some white Angelas and I've known some white Bridges, but I ain't know no white Bonquishas. Um, but anyway, like for real, like you knew this woman who was rocking with you when you had nothing, and then when you got something, you want to go for the whitest of white. She's got to be blonde hair, blue eyed type white chick, and I'm like, nah, like trust me, there's some women from around the way that are good women who hold it down, who will probably make you a better person
Yeah.
if you
Um,
just took her up with you.
Someone asked me too recently. Somebody close to me asked, do I believe that black men that only want to date white women, do I think that they want to do it because they want mixed children? I personally don't think so. I personally don't think it has nothing to do with how they want their children to look like. Now I'm not gonna sit here and say some people don't, because I've seen that
I think
online
they do
before.
sometimes. I
Yeah,
think they do.
I seen online where somebody like, oh, I wanted to have kids with you because I thought you had good hair, or whatever the case may be. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I'm not gonna say it doesn't happen, but like I'm gonna say 80% of the time, I don't believe that black men are only choosing to be with white women because they want mixed children. I don't believe
Men,
that.
men don't think that far into the future. They
Exactly.
they don't.
Yeah.
That's not a man's. That's not our genetic makeup. We don't. We are thinking 2 steps, not 50 steps.
Yeah.
That's not our genetic makeup. Now women will say that.
Right. Right.
Oh, I want to get with a man who's going to make
Mhm.
sure that my child has good
Yeah.
hair, good
Yeah.
skin complexion. That's a woman's thought. Men
Yeah.
that's if a man thought that far into the future, I promise you, most of these men would not have 6 baby mamas if they thought that far into the
Yeah.
future. They don't. They just don't.
Yeah.
That's not our makeup. We thinking, shit. Can I get you home? Like, not can I bring you to my family? Can I get you home?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, yeah, nah. Men don't think like that.
Yeah.
A
Fuck.
mess. A mess. Mm.
Um, men are very, very, very single track minded in
Mm-hmm.
most cases. And I'm sorry, I ain't shitting on y'all guys, y'all my peoples. I rocks with y'all. I am one of y'all. Um, but men don't think that far into the future. Like,
Yeah. That's what I when the person asked me that, I was like, no. I already knew. I'm like, no, it don't have nothing to do with children.
nothing. They don't
Nothing.
even want to think about having a child, let alone having a child with a white woman.
Right.
That's not their thought
Right.
process.
Yeah.
Like, they're like, can I skate through this whole thing without having to pay child support? That's their thing. That's their shit.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like they could some of it. This was the one I forgot. I think some of them, and this is for real. I feel like some of them that like refuse to date black women is because you really intimidated by black women. Like that's the real one right there. That's the real one.
Cause
Like,
y'all
but it
scary
be
as
so
fuck.
crazy. It's so crazy because, like, I've seen black men like that, and you see how, like, it's like you want to fit in so bad over there, but you don't want to recognize like what you come, And we talked about that before, Dawn. Like people embracing like, their partner's culture and what they come from and stuff, and like changing who they are. You know what I'm saying? Um, I don't know. But I feel like,
Somebody's when you and I'm and I don't want to come across as if I got a problem with interracial marriage, interracial
yeah,
dating. Date, marry who the fuck you want. That's your business. But somebody's gonna lose themselves
yeah,
in that situation. You're not gonna get a pro black BLM black dude and Barbie who come from the country.
that would be.
Somebody getting ready to lose themselves. Somebody getting ready to change.
Mhm.
Either Barbie is gonna be like Black Lives Matter, even though she don't really feel that shit. My Black Life Matter. That's what she's talking about. My black man's life matter. That's the only thing she's thinking about. She ain't thinking about Black Lives Matter. My black man matters.
Yeah,
Or or that black dude is gonna be hanging out with Ken and them, and he gonna lose who the fuck he is in that situation. And
hmm
I think when we talked about this last time, I told you about the dude who got with a woman and she moved into his house and he had black paintings up. And I'm
hmm
talking about Malcolm X, Martin Luther King, and she
hmm
asked him to take that shit down.
yeah, that's
And he
crazy.
did.
Mm.
And when his brother came over, the first thing his brother was like, "Yo, where the fuck is your pictures at?"
Yeah,
And his brother, because his brother ain't got no damn filter, he was like, "Yo, fuck her.
Yeah.
And fuck what she think. You better put them pictures back up because I'm gonna disown your ass.
Right. Yeah.
So
I think the whole point of me really wanting to talk about this because, like I said, it is so fair for everyone to have a preference. And to be honest, even with interracial, I honestly want to be here because my grandparents is a black man. One of my grandparents is a black man and a German woman. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just saying, don't ever. You can date who you want to date, but don't ever be ashamed of where you come from. Don't ever sit here and be like, because ultimately, and we've seen it so many times in the media, when y'all date these white women and they crying rape or he abused me, and then they, you know what I'm saying, you get in charge. Who's holding you down? Them black women, your mother, your sister, your auntie, your grandmother. You know what I'm saying? So don't sit here and treat black women like, we're nothing. When in reality we're everything. They programmed us to believe that we're not beautiful, we're not this, we're not that, but we are. And I personally don't believe that a white woman can do anything but, and no shade, but better than a black woman.
you're right. So and I'm gonna ask both of y'all this. Have either one of you ever dated outside your race?
Absolutely not. You know my answer. I love black men. Sorry, y'all. Have
Yeah, I
you,
dated.
Angie? You're a
I
little quiet
dated.
over there. No,
Listen,
no,
listen,
no,
listen,
no. What you ready to say? You ready to disappoint me? It's like, no.
listen.
It's no shade. People can date whoever they want. Like some black women, they date outside their race for security, like all types of reasons. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm not saying it's right, you know what I'm saying? But honestly, I don't care what nobody else do. What I speak on is like me.
I guess you can say I dated a white boy. I mean, he was mixed, but his mom was white, and he was like from the outside looking in. He looked white. He
Well, he
definitely looked white.
he just looked white, but he technically wasn't. Because if his father is black, he's definitely black.
A drop of
Yeah.
black blood,
So
he
yeah.
black.
So
But it seemed like you were dating a white boy.
absolutely,
Okay.
absolutely,
But technically,
absolutely.
white boy.
Listen, in my eyes, he was white. That was a white boy.
And he probably
That was
looked
a
white.
white
Like
boy.
my brother, my
He had
real
red
brother,
hair and everything.
he did red hair. But that's
Hmm.
a black trait though. It's a lot of carrot top black people. That's very high yellow with red
Hmm.
orange hair.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, honestly, he was only a couple shades lighter than you.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. My real brother is lighter than me. He's very.
Hmm.
His name Mike. They used to call him White Mike. Like, but he looks like white. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, like, let's be real. Like, when it comes to black, it's a million different shades. Like, even my
Yeah.
grandmother on my father's side, who is a
Yeah,
black woman, if y'all saw her, y'all be like,
yeah.
she is
My
very.
grandmother's a little bit like yeah. My grandmother's a little bit lighter than you. When I was in kindergarten, I used to always ask her grandmother, "Why are you white?" And I'm not. That and I went to elementary school with all white people, so I used to
Mhm.
always ask her like, "Grandma, why are you white?" Her
Yeah,
and my great grandmother, they are extremely light skinned, extremely light skinned.
yeah.
Like I've had relations with white women.
We know.
Not
Like,
not a relationship, but I've had
But
relations.
Keelan, you don't know who I'm talking about. You've never seen him
Um,
before.
I've had fuck. I've pretty much ventured into the whole Rainbow Coalition. Um, but
can I ask
when
you a
it,
question? Since you did date white women, I don't mean to cut you off.
mm, go ahead.
What made you so curious about white women? I mean, I'm
It
pretty
was
sure I can guess.
Oh,
it
you
was
just
never a
seen Keelan and she.
curiosity.
Oh, she
Um,
fine.
it was never a curiosity. There was a time when white women were just more freaky. Like they was willing to let you do what the fuck you wanted to do.
We talked about that one episode, Don, and I didn't agree with you, but I had to really let it sit, right? And and it was
Hmm.
like they were talking about the girls gone wild moment, like when they used to put that.
Yeah.
You know what? Don was fucking right because white bitches definitely was being a little freaky.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. White girls
Yeah.
do a lot of things that I would
So
never do.
I ain't gonna lie. I think I had to like let that shit marinate for a little bit to really sit here and be like, no, like I get what you're saying. I don't fully feel like black women was trying to be like white women or feel like we had to compete with them, but I can definitely say like I definitely feel like what you said about them being freaky, and why black men was like going to them because like them being freaky. I had to let it marinate, but I feel like it did make sense because I'm like it is true, and you would know like you're a little older than us, so I feel like you would know.
So black women have. It's not that that they did it to compete. They just opened their minds sexually.
True.
They black women were raised, and I'm talking probably your generation on up. They
Mm-hmm.
were raised that you're a lady. Like that's it. You
Right.
know what I'm saying?
Right.
Hands down, bar none, you're just a fucking lady. That's
Right.
it.
Like, yeah, and I feel like we were.
And it wasn't, oh, you a lady in the street and a freak in the sheets. That shit came later on.
Mm-hmm.
Back then it was you're a fucking lady. That's it. And you will
Yeah.
be treated as such. And if your man asks you to do anything that does not make you feel ladylike,
Right.
hell no.
I can agree with that. I can agree with that.
And black women just opened their minds to sexuality.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, in my opinion, that openness just kept growing and growing and growing. And now black men are sitting there wondering, why can't I find a straight woman? Motherfucker, because you wanted them to open their goddamn minds. They did. Now they fucking each other, motherfucker. You can't cover your ears. Like this is real.
Oh Lord.
Um, but when it came to sexuality, white women, um, Asian women were willing to fucking do whatever the fuck you suggested. Like, here's what I want you to do. I want you to swing around the fucking chandelier, and when you jump off the chandelier, I want you to land on my dick. And it was like, all right, cool, fuck it, I'll try it. Black woman was like, I ain't swinging from shit, nigga, like a monkey to
True.
you. Fuck out of here. You know what I'm saying? So,
True.
but at the same time, there was never a time in my life,
Oh
in
God.
my entire life, that I ever said I want to wife someone other than a black woman.
Mm-hmm.
Never.
Mm-hmm.
Never. If we gonna be together the long term, if you gonna have my kids, oh, you gonna be black. You gonna be a black woman for
Mm-hmm.
sure.
Yeah.
Never have I changed that. I've always been that way, and I have lived in. I'm from New York. You know what I'm saying? I've lived in different neighborhoods. I've lived in multicultural neighborhoods. I
Mm-hmm.
lived in a neighborhood that was predominantly Russian.
Mm.
I might have smashed, but I ain't trying to bring none of them home.
True.
Nah. So it's it just depends on, I think, and it's not even your upbringing, because like you said, there's some prominent NBA, NFL players who was raised by a strong black woman but still chose to wife up a white girl when they
Mm-hmm.
made it.
Yeah.
So it a lot of guys, I think a lot of guys' issue is, and this is not just when it comes to dating white women, but dating women in general. They look to what their counterparts are gonna be in awe about them dating. Like, instead of dating somebody because you love who that person is and
Mm-hmm.
you want to be with that person, you want to date somebody who, when you walk into the party, everybody's like, damn, I'd like to fuck that. But
Mm-hmm.
no, who do you want to be with? Like if you look at, in no disrespect to the Kardashians, but if you like look at like Kanye, like as soon as he made it, like that's where you go, son.
Mm-hmm.
Know what I'm saying? There was 50 R&B women who would have definitely been on your arm and would have probably took you
But
in a
look
whole
who he's
different
married to.
direction.
Oh, and like, look, damn well, black woman ain't doing that shit.
Oh
Yeah,
my God.
absolutely
Hell
not.
no.
Listen, I wouldn't marry Kanye crazy ass neither. What? Well, no parts of that.
He
You go
deserved them white
ahead.
girls.
You go ahead. They can
But
have you.
if he
He
had
loves it.
married a black woman, he probably wouldn't be that damn crazy.
Hell no. No.
Because a black woman would have been like, "Oh no, pause, nigga, you losing your fucking mind."
Yeah,
You
you
are
need
right.
No,
therapy.
sis.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
so
they, yeah, I guess.
so I don't know. I don't know. Fuck
Oh,
it.
y'all date who you want to date, but don't hate where you come from. That's it.
Mm,
You
Yeah.
know, I really
big
don't.
facts.
I really don't care who people choose to date, and especially I feel like especially as you get older, I feel like you should uh it should be less about skin color or complexion. You know what I'm saying? Because even us, we all have our preferences. Some people like light skinned men. Some people like dark skinned men. Some people like light skinned women, dark skinned women. I feel like you should look more at people's character. You know what I'm saying? Less at the complexion. You know, but I feel like don't hate your own kind.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell
Don't
you, I like
disrespect
women.
them.
Women. Hard stop. I like women. That's it.
Hmm.
And everything else we can have a conversation about, but we're gonna start with women. Then we'll get into race and all of that, and who's gonna be my wife and who's gonna be my jump off. That's different.
Oh
Hmm.
Lord.
Anyway,
Jump off.
let's
Yeah.
let's uh let's jump off into the next topic. How about that?
Right.
Angie, what the hell you
Am I
got for us?
next?
Yeah, you are.
Okay, so my topic is when you break up with somebody and they move on really quickly, did they ever really love you?
Okay.
Mm.
Me or you want me to go first?
Go ahead,
Yeah, I'm
Britta.
gonna
Yeah,
let
you
you
go
go on
ahead. Go
that
ahead,
one.
Britta. Take it away. Take it away.
Hmm. I mean, I feel like if so, I feel like love is like for me. I feel like if I love somebody, I kind of feel like that's for life. Being in love with somebody is completely different.
Mm.
Um, so I feel like if someone moved on quickly, I feel like they were falling out of love with me. You know, I feel like they possibly was cheating on me. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like you're not just going meet someone tomorrow and all of a sudden like be in another relationship or be happy. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I'm not gonna say a person didn't love me, but maybe they felt out of love with me. Did they respect me? Mm, maybe not. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. What about you, Don? What do you think?
So I look at it like this, because I've been in this situation, and I look at it like this: if somebody moves on, you have to look at what did they go through during the time that they were trying to win you back before they moved on. Because just because they moved on quickly in your eyes doesn't mean they really moved on quickly. The whole time that they were trying to get you back, that was the length of time where it was like, look, you know what I'm saying? I'll do anything, I'll say anything. I'm sorry for whatever I did wrong. That whole time frame was them trying to win you back. When they
But,
finally got over you,
mm,
that was them moving on. Like I can't keep beating myself up
but what
for anybody.
what if somebody wasn't trying to win you back? Like, say y'all got into an argument. Say if I had a boyfriend, hypothetically, me and him get into an argument, we cuss each other out. Next thing you know, I see him with a whole nother girl, and they all lovey dovey and stuff, like real quick. And it wasn't like, oh, we went and discussed what the argument was about and tried to mend it. You just like quick to go. I feel like I feel like in a predicament like that, like I feel like some people move on quickly because, like we said before, like some people they say it's like the best way to get over somebody is get under someone.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that's something that a lot of people use, even women and both women and men. You know, um. So no, I feel like they didn't. they probably didn't process the breakup because they're more worried about like, let me just get with somebody else, so I don't gotta think about it. But I feel like when they realize, like when they go to this new person, maybe the grass ain't green on the other side, then that's when it will they'll start processing what they went through, and then probably be maybe regretful. You know what I'm saying? That how quick I just moved on. You know, um, yeah, I don't know.
So what you just said is yeah, that's a telltale sign that they were probably cheating
Yeah.
during the relationship, and they had a fallback. They had that in case of emergency break glass type situation.
Mm-hmm.
Um, because most people, if you break up with somebody, if you have an argument and the argument leads to a breakup, let's say it's a knockdown, drag out, not physically, but it's a knockdown, drag out argument, and you're
Mm-hmm.
like, all right, yo, fuck it, yo, I'm out. No saying we can't do this. It doesn't take that person 2 or 3 days to realize, all right, that argument wasn't really worth my relationship. I need to try to figure out a way to get back. If they walk away and they keep walking, they was already on the way out the door anyway.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They was already walking.
Do you feel like that's really love?
It's not it's not love. It was never love. You
So
know what I'm
you think that
saying?
I
they didn't
mean,
love you at all?
no, it doesn't. No, I don't believe that it was never love, but I definitely do believe that you can, still be in a relationship with someone while you're falling out of love with them. So in your head, I'm speaking from my personal experience. Like you can definitely still be in a relationship with somebody and be falling out of love with them. And at that point in time, it really does become, at some point you really do start to feel single.
Mm-hmm.
You really do start to feel single. Y'all not hanging out like y'all used to. Y'all not talking like y'all used to because y'all always beefing, stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
So it really does feel like you've been single for a long time because obviously that's not, the relationship just isn't going well.
So I have a follow up question to yours, Angie.
Mm.
So if, because I can imagine, I feel like I had that experience before where, someone moved on quick. And I feel like it's very hurtful. So my question to both of y'all is if someone had a partner, they broke up and their ex moved on very quickly, what things can they do to get over their ex? Because everybody processes breakups different. Some people go into deep depression. So what advice would y'all give to someone that got you know go ahead, Angie.
I'll take the reins on this one.
Go ahead, take it.
You need to go 100% no contact. That is
Amen.
the only way that you will get over a person. You need
Yes,
to block them on
yes,
everything.
yes.
Do not look at their social media. Do not go search up their Instagram. Do not go look at their Twitter. Shit like listen, like I said, I'm speaking from personal experience, baby. I'm letting you know.
I'm a
Don't
stalker.
like just go fully no contact, completely fully no contact.
Yeah.
Like, I listen, I went as far as I got a whole new phone number.
Hmm.
Like, no, I don't want you to be able to contact me at all. I don't want anything. I don't want anything to do with you. I don't want to see you.
Hmm.
Nothing. You need to be able to get that person fully out of your head. And, for me, I'm very out of sight, out of mind. So,
That's
after a
good.
while,
Everyone
yeah.
isn't like that. So
Hmm.
I feel like that's really good advice to give to people.
So I like the path that you're going
Hmm.
as far as how to forget about somebody because out of sight, out of mind.
Hmm.
But are you really getting over them at that point? Like you're getting past them, you're getting them out of your head. Okay, you can't contact me. I'm not searching for you or whatever. It's not that I don't want to search for you, but
Hmm.
I've cut off the ability to search for you.
Right. Right.
But that's not really getting over somebody.
Right. That's not really healing the wound.
Right.
See, I don't want to say, see, I don't, it might not be healing the wound, but it's, I guess you can say it's like strengthening the wound, you know? At that
Mm,
point in time, you're
okay.
getting your willpower back, you know?
Yeah.
At that point in time, you're getting your own control of your own life back, you know? So, you know, if, you know, if you do have to, you know, force yourself to, you know, not contact this person
Yeah.
by, you know, ultimately that's what I had to do. I had to force myself to not talk to this person because I knew the relationship was toxic. I knew it was something that I had to stop. But it was
Right.
hard for me to stop. I was in that relationship for 7 years. It was
Mhm.
very, very hard for me to get out of that relationship. So for me to do that, I had to break off every single thing. Had to do everything, got a new job and everything. Like had to break
Right.
off everything for me to be able to not have our paths cross, and that
Right.
is how that ultimately is how I healed, by just getting all of that out of my system so I could put me back into my system.
Hmm.
And I
But
understand that.
sorry, Don. Like what Don was saying though, at the same time, I feel like you can do that. You know, I feel like yes, I feel like that's like the perfect like to start with. But I feel like sometimes when you don't deal with the like actual root of the issue, um, you know, you'll be going on with your life, maybe a year and a half go by, and somehow you're triggered by that, where it's on your mind. Like, you know, you might be keep thinking about this person or having dreams about this person, you know what I'm saying, where it keeps popping up. And, you know, at that point, like, what do you do?
Go to therapy like I did.
Okay. Right,
Go to
right,
therapy like I did. Now, mind you, I only started therapy about a year ago. So, yeah, you know, yeah, you go to therapy. That's what I did. That's the only thing that I could do because, you know, at that point in time, you know, I'm not going to burden my current boyfriend about it because it's obviously a deeper rooted issue that I personally had.
right.
So yeah, I went to therapy, and you know, it has 100% changed myself for the better,
Yeah,
dealing with the whole healing process of that whole relationship.
right.
Like,
Yeah. Go ahead. Sorry. Go ahead.
I look at it in two ways. So first of all, what you said is a good start. It's a really good start because until you disconnect yourself from somebody, you're constantly gonna want to reopen that situation. Like, yeah.
Mhm.
So do that. Do all that shit. Block them. Cut them off. But then before you move on to somebody else, sit down. Write down the goods and the bads of your relationship that you're leaving. If there's more goods than bads, then maybe you need to at least, you know what I'm saying, try to figure out a way to tackle the bad, like make the bads better and focus on the goods. But if you are sitting there and you're looking at a list and you're like, look, every Wednesday, Thursday, Friday we argued, we was only happy on Sunday through Wednesday, then yeah, that's probably somebody you would need to disconnect from permanently.
Yeah.
So what you're saying is a good start, but if you're not closing that chapter, if
Mhm.
you're just putting a bookmark in the book and closing it, the next time you run into that person, I don't give a fuck if you with somebody else at that time. The next time you run into them, all of those things that you tried to close off will come rushing back.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like I can honestly say, me and my wife, we can be any I can be anywhere with her and run into an ex. I know for a without a shadow of a fucking doubt, and I ain't saying this shit because she watching, um, ain't none of them gonna compare to her.
Yeah.
So I know I moved on to a better me.
Hmm.
But if you don't really know that, all I did was I I shut you down from anywhere contacting me. I shut down anywhere contacting you, but I never really closed you out from my mind.
Mm-hmm.
The next time you run into them, it's gonna open up those thoughts that
And
you've been trying to fight back that
yeah,
whole time.
yeah. I sorry. Go
Go
ahead.
ahead. No, go ahead.
Like if a relationship was, if it was like a true heartbreak, whether y'all was in with each other for a long time, if it was toxic, um, like physically or verbally abusive, I feel like, because a lot of the times, even when you go through those bad moments with someone that you spend such a long time with, it's like ultimately you love them despite the flaws. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, yeah, we could say I can block you and stuff, but you can't block when you really genuinely care for someone and you love someone for so long. But I think the biggest thing is that, like, people have to be realistic with what is really going on. If that person is like talking to you disrespectfully, if that person was cheating on you the whole time, you got to be realistic, and instead of like looking at it like, well, I've been with them for this many years, you have to be realistic with that person. Like, that person was a cheater, that person was verbally abusive, that person didn't really have my best interest. You have to be realistic with yourself and be like,
Mm-hmm.
is this really what I want in a partner? Like, is this what I
Right.
really imagine myself with? Like, can I really build a future with this type of person? You know what I'm saying? So be realistic with yourself. And I also feel like what you said, Angie, learn about willpower. Have enough willpower to say, if I can be realistic with myself and know that this person is not good for me in no shape or form, I have to act on that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't just like, say that, oh, I know they're a little toxic, but keep running back. You gotta have enough willpower to stand on how you truly feel about that person. And if you know that person really not for you, you have to stand on it. And I think therapy and everything, like, people should do all that, but I feel like it's not talked about enough, because some people do not take breakups very well. You know what I'm saying? And it
Mm-hmm.
leads them down to a deep depressive state. So I feel like it's important for people to, know those things.
And I'm gonna close out the topic with this. The most important thing is finding who you are or who you may have lost in that
Right.
relationship.
Mhm.
Sometimes sometimes you gain a whole lot, and breaking up is probably the worst thing for you and the worst thing for them.
Mm-hmm.
But if you look at yourself and you realize I am a better person when I'm not with them,
Mm-hmm.
that is a telltale sign. And you can unblock everything at that point. You'll sit there and go, you know what? I don't give a fuck what they doing.
Mm-hmm.
I don't give a fuck who they with. I don't give a fuck if they with 5 people at the same goddamn time. It doesn't matter to me
Right.
because I'm a better person now that I'm no longer with them.
Right.
And that's a telltale sign. I don't give a fuck if you run into them 10 years later and they got $100,000 in their pocket. It won't matter because you still won't. You don't want to sacrifice yourself again
Yeah.
for who you were when you were with that person.
Yeah.
And that's when you're winning. So, to me, the biggest get back, the biggest flex is success. When I
Mm-hmm.
succeed after you,
Yeah.
shit, I was meant to succeed no matter what. You was
Right.
holding me back. You was stopping me from succeeding.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. I feel like, um, you know, after I had a breakup a long time ago with the ex, I stayed by my, well, I'm single. I'm single as fuck. I've been single. But I understand, like, I sleep so good at night. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's not, I didn't have that when I used to be in a toxic relationship a long time ago. You know what I'm saying? I used to be crying myself to sleep every single night. And then you remove yourself from this toxic ass person, and I feel such at peace. I get the best sleep of my life. I'm like, oh hell no. Like, I couldn't imagine. Like, you know what I'm saying? But it's women and men that go through that. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Every single night. Like, where he at? He probably with her. He cheating on me. Da da da. But you don't even know how peaceful your life can be just by simply cutting this person off. You know. Yeah.
Like
Well,
everybody that's on here, I can definitely say because we've all been through a spectrum of bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
If you think back to then and you look at right now, you will definitely say, I am breathing better, I'm eating better,
Yeah.
I'm sleeping better, I'm a better person with who I'm with or the fact that I'm by my goddamn self.
Okay.
absolutely.
You know what I'm
Absolutely.
saying?
Now, what I will say is because I am a hopeless romantic
Me
and
too.
I'm also a little delusional. So,
Me too.
just listen, all I'm going to say is because I got out of that relationship act in act in that year, it was October. Me and my current boyfriend now that I've been with for 6 years, over 6 years now, went on our first date at the end of December.
Okay.
So, all I'm going to say is do what you got to do. Don't don't stop the love from coming into you.
Yes.
Um, you know, you can still fall in love and also be on a healing journey within yourself. Oh, dream team. Oh Lord. Um So, just, move at your own pace.
Mm-hmm.
If you find someone that is willing to work through those things with you, don't sell yourself short just because, you were treated bad in a relationship before or something like that. Don't ever write off love. Don't ever write off
Yeah.
love.
You're absolutely right. And the last thing I want to say on this subject is don't ever give somebody who tried to destroy your life. Don't ever give somebody who tried to destroy your life your power, And I feel like if you feel like you broke up with someone and they took something from you, take that shit back.
Take
Take it
it
all
back.
back.
What? Take it back. I
Yeah.
can't. What? I took my power back. You can't listen. You can't tell me. You can't help Angie. Shit.
Mm-hmm.
And especially since I got in therapy and I'm working on this.
Right.
What? Tuh.
All right, so we gonna close out the show with this topic right here, right? We've all been in relationships.
Mm-hmm.
We've Some of us are in relationships, some of us have been in relationships, and we good. We good. But when you're in a relationship, how often is too often for sex and how often is not enough often for sex? Intimacy. Let's call it intimacy. Let's not
Okay.
call it sex, but intimacy.
Who you want to talk first, the single woman or the relationship woman?
Ooh,
I mean,
damn.
listen. Let me just go first. Let me just
I'm
go
like,
first.
yeah, I'm gonna throw out.
Let me just
We
go first.
go
Let
with
me
the
just go first. Let me
relationship
just go first.
woman.
Let me just go
Okay.
first. So, I mean, I feel like when you're in a relationship, you should have a lot of sex, a lot of good sex. Um, I do think that, in my opinion, I feel that intimacy and sex are two different things.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like, sex is sex. Sex is sex. Sex is the act. Y'all fucking. I believe that intimacy is, a lot deeper than sex. I feel like
Okay.
you can be intimate doing a lot of things that aren't sex and things like that, that don't even require a sexual act. Um, but if we're strictly talking about sex, then I think that you should have sex a lot. I f- I don't know. I feel like it's I
And
feel like it's different. I feel like it's different for everybody. I feel like it's different for everybody because me, I'm a person that deals with a great amount of mental health issues. And I also was on birth control for a very, very long time.
mhm.
Those, now I will say 100%, especially now that I'm not on birth control anymore and
Mhm.
I'm 100% seeing a difference in the level of my libido
Mm.
that, birth control can fuck you up. Like, it listen, listen. I'm gonna keep it a stack. I'm gonna keep it a stack. It really got to a point where I was like, does she work anymore?
For real.
Like, does she? Does she work anymore?
Yeah.
Like, my boyfriend's going to leave me. Does she work anymore?
Yeah.
And I'm gonna be real. Now that I've gotten off birth control,
Yeah.
yeah, it's a lot different.
Like
It's a
that?
lot different. And also, my I feel like my sex drive is a lot different, when I am going through, I don't want to call them like episodes. When I say episodes, it make me feel kind of crazy. But, I do have, my days where, I'm, actually at this point right now, I'm going through a real, real tough time with seasonal depression right now. Like,
Yeah.
I have really, really bad anxiety. I take medication for anxiety and depression and things like that. So, just got diagnosed with ADHD like sometime like last week, so I feel like there's a lot of factors that go into, the level of sex that you should have with a person. But,
You this dream team person. I'm sorry. They gonna say hit your boy for the maintenance. Shout out to the maintenance. He's talking a side
it's
nigga.
not always gonna be good.
No, we don't need no side. We
No, no, we don't. No, thank you. No, thank you. No, thank you. But, I feel like, have sex with your have sex with your significant other a lot. And if you feel like you're in a position where, maybe you don't feel like it, maybe you are dealing with, mental health issues and stuff like that, or, if you do feel like it may be deeper, something wrong with your body, keep that communication open.
mm-hmm.
Be gentle with your person, because, these things aren't always easy to talk about,
Mm-hmm.
and stuff like that. So, because at the end of the day, you're supposed to be having sex in your relationship and stuff like that. So, just, have sex a lot, and if you can't, talk about why.
Okay.
Bridge, what you got for us?
So a water sign. Um, yeah, so like
Aquafina.
I'm a real water sign. Water signs,
Or
we love
no.
that is a part of how we showcase our love for people. Like we just, so I ain't gonna lie, like, I'm single, so I don't have sex. Like, you know what I'm saying? Have sex. Fucking sad, honestly.
It's all right.
But
It's all
so
right.
you know,
Dawn, stop laughing. It's not
oh,
that funny. Goodness gracious.
like he really trying to clown me, but it's
He
okay.
really is. Calm down.
Okay. So yeah, I'm not doing nothing right now, but shit, when I get a man, yeah, like I'm always ready to go. I'm always ready to go. And I feel like I've always been like that. And maybe it's because like I'm not having sex now, so it's like, yeah, when I get a man, I'm definitely ready to go. But I feel like I've always had like a very high sex drive. And it might just be a water sign. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like my youngest sister, she's a Scorpio too. I feel like me and her are just alike. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm not gonna say it's just a water sign thing, but it's like, yeah, it's very important. Like I would want to have sex all the fucking time. Like, I don't know.
Like you really should, if it's possible. And Angie, I get what you're saying, and maybe it's just me being an understanding man, but I get there are times when it, it's just not there. Like the feeling is not there to even start the process of the act. It's just not there. But if it's there, by all means, like when you have sex with your partner, you're happier, you're more fulfilled. You look at life differently. You just do. Like if I have sex the night before or even the morning before I go to work, shit, work is I fuck work. I don't give a fuck. Fuck
Girl,
that
no boyfriend
job.
be saying the same thing.
Fuck that job. You know what I'm saying?
Saying the same thing.
I feel
Just be
like
at work.
like I feel like it's
Yeah.
like honestly for me, like if I'm stressed out, I want to have sex. if we argue and I want to have sex, that's how we gonna make up. Like, just
Hmm.
let's have sex. You know, I don't know. I feel like it's really important in relationships.
Let me tell you, if you arguing, and I'm not talking about a major argument like that nigga done
Like
cheated
if
with
you
the
cheated, if
15th
you
girl.
see
No
your bitch don't
saying.
touch me.
But if you just having a disagreement, oh, some good sex to have you be like, what we talking about?
Yeah,
What was the Fuck that
best way
disagreement.
to, I feel like that's the best way to calm a woman down.
Yeah, hell
It's
yeah.
like you know in the movie Baby Boy, like you know what I'm saying. Remember she was cussing him out. He laid your vet on the fucking bed,
Oh,
shut her
Let me
ass
tell
up
you,
real quick.
ladies, if your man is mad at you for anything, I don't give a what the fuck he mad at you for. Grab his thing, and that nigga will change his whole mind. He'd be like, I don't even know why the fuck I was mad at you. Fuck that. Fuck that argument.
Yeah,
Like, you can get past it, but you like studies have shown that frequent sex in a relationship, you live longer,
mm,
you
Lord,
age less. Know what I'm saying? That's why. But see, Bridget can't just have any old kind of man like this. It's a whole other slew of things that come with that. You know what I'm saying? Like yeah.
for
So,
a toxic man.
but you do everything seems better to you when you're with somebody who you care about and you having
Right,
sex with somebody that you care about. And I'm not
right.
talking about the some jump off sex because that shit
How
is stressful in itself.
we already talked about it last time. We don't do no one night stands and no shit over here.
yeah.
I gotta be
Mm.
in love.
Well, more power to y'all. I don't have
Yeah,
to worry about that, but
y'all see anything with an ass, y'all fucking.
shit, a pulse. The woman with a pulse, it's all
Right.
good. But luckily, I don't got to deal with that. All I got to do is I ain't gonna talk about that shit. But life is
Eat
good
your
though.
ass.
Life is really motherfucking good for a nigga. Um, but yeah, like freak too frequent. I don't think there's a such thing as too frequent,
Mm.
as long as you still have communication before and after.
What's not enough?
Not enough. Ooh, shit. Anything less than 3 times a fucking week is
Bro.
not enough. If you having sex less than three
Oh,
times a week, shit,
oh,
y'all need to figure out
oh,
what the hell's going on with the going
oh,
ons.
oh. Listen. I just got her back. Just got her
Hey,
back. All right.
I've
She's
never,
getting there. She's
I've
getting
never
there. She's
birth
getting
control.
there.
I don't believe in birth control. I've never been on birth control. Like I believe in condoms, but I would never use no like pill putting on. I've never believed in that. I don't feel like it's natural.
Five
I feel like it's
years.
period.
5 years. 5 years. Yeah.
Yeah, you.
Yeah.
um,
I mean, clearly, it's some effects to it. You know what I'm saying? I feel like there's
Yeah.
a lot of effects to birth control.
Yeah.
That's
it's
I
why
miss it though.
hormones.
I
I've
miss
never
it though.
been
I
control since
can't
I was
hold you.
6 years old.
I can't hold you. I miss it. My
You
period be
you
one day late. I be like,
you
I be
you
scared.
birth control. You're literally pumping hormones into your body, hormones that are
I
not
know.
your own. You know what I'm
Hormones that
saying?
didn't get me pregnant and hormones that cleared my skin because the acne is insane now, bro. It's
Stop drinking
insane.
soda. Fuck that. It's
Fuck the
some other things.
soda. This is full of water. Fuck the soda.
um,
God damn it.
I was
Give me
about to
my
say
birth
something
control.
else, but I'll leave that shit over there. But um, sex is sex is not just for the sake of like simple pleasure. Sex is a connection. Like that's you know what I'm
Hmm.
saying. And when you connect with somebody who you care about, you feel more of what you already have. Like you feel more loved.
True.
Now, you know, of course, Dream Team is like, that quick nut, and I get that. And the quick nut, it satisfies the body, but it never satisfies anything else. Like the quick nut is just that. It's a quick nut. And I don't know about y'all, but I've had this truck stop quickie, you know what I'm saying? Like but you
Not you,
don't feel
other.
Oh.
hey, you gotta throw that in there. But I've walked away from some sexual situations like, why the fuck did I drive over here? Oh,
Shut the fuck up. You
I
funny
went,
shit.
Like after, like, are you feeling that way afterwards?
yeah. Afterwards, like I've literally leaned on this girl's crib and was like, why the fuck did I come all the way over here for this shit? Like, yeah, during the act it was like great, but it was like I could have got this shit by myself in the fucking house. Fuck that shit. Like,
You dumb as shit.
but when you with somebody who you care about,
Man,
I
that
don't
you
give a
love.
fuck.
We talking about love.
Yeah, you could do that shit
Y'all know I
fucking
love
7 times a motherfucking week, and you will find the fucking energy. I have fucking been sick. I'm talking ready to fucking curl up in a ball with Vicks, and I won't say no. You know what I'm saying? I won't say no because I know that shit gonna make me feel better. That shit'll fucking heal a broken leg. Fuck that shit.
I'm screaming.
I'm like, there's no such thing as too much, but there is a such thing as too little. So, Dream Team ain't got that goddamn problem because he's fucking everybody's fucking woman. That nigga got problems. You got problems that may manifest in a whole different way. So slow down, bruh. But
Mess.
for the rest of us sane people out there, oh, somebody's a Scorpio. Oh dear God.
Who? I didn't
Who's
see
this
that.
right here?
I don't know.
Yeah, I ain't see that one either. These
Um,
Scorpios got problems.
Latour, Savage.
Yeah, y'all are something else. To y'all, sex is a sport. That shit is. What the fuck? Scorpios, sex is like tennis to them. Just send it back. Just send it back. Just got it. Send it back. Different fucking animals.
Yeah.
They look at sex differently. But
Oh, okay. Let me.
go ahead. Go ahead.
Never mind. No, I'm not even gonna ask that question. We're in trouble.
We gonna shut it down. But come back next week. Let's have some more fun. Let's cut up some more. I promise you, we gonna be just as fucking vulgar. I ain't even gonna lie to you. We gonna be just as fucking vulgar. We gonna say what the hell we want to say. And y'all gonna come back and hang out with us because y'all want to say shit too. So talk in
Y'all
the
better.
comments.
Yeah.
Everybody wasn't talking in the comments, and that's cool. But if you get an opportunity next week, ask a question, make a statement, enlighten us. You may
Keep
tell
the
us some shit
conversation
that we
going
didn't
with
know.
us.
Yeah, even if you disagree with us.
Absolutely.
Let
Dream
us know
Team
how
told
you
us
feel.
that you need to have no less than 3 women and they should belong to somebody else. We didn't know that shit. We didn't fucking know that. We didn't
We
know
also
that.
didn't agree.
Right.
We also did not agree.
Dream Team, there was a time in my life when I agreed with you. Not now, but there was a time. So, next week, tune in, 8:15. We'll be ready to go. And we got some fucking exciting fucking news for you. So please tune in next week. You will not be disappointed. We got some shit that we're gonna tell y'all about that's gonna blow your fucking mind. So
Oh gosh.
come
Just
back
this, man.
next week. Oh yes. And Angie gets to set the show off, so y'all want to be available for that shit because it's gonna be a bomb.
Yes, guys. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.
Please
Hit that notification bell.
Mhm.
Or you could do like I used to do and set an alarm because I have an alarm set for the 3 show.
Yep.
we
Tune
got
in
we
with
got some
us.
shit going on. The next few months. Just to give y'all a little smidget. I'm reaching out to this dude. His last name is Chris Sane, and he is a young black man who plays the stock market. And when I tell you he teaches you how to play it, I'm playing that shit totally different. He's doing a $100,000 challenge between the beginning of the year and October. He's teaching black individuals how to make $100,000 on the stock market in that short period of time. So we're gonna have him eventually. I'm in talks with him and his peoples. So we're gonna bring him on. He's gonna talk stocks because he talks over my head sometimes. But whatever the hell he tells me to do, I'll fucking do it. So we got some shit coming up. Like the show is only getting better. It's only getting bigger. And as long as y'all hang out with us, we only gonna laugh more. So until next Wednesday, be easy, peoples. Really? we
Yes.
we gonna shut that off for you.
No.